go from that. And hello, how are you doing? Uh, so, Freya MMA talking with the true Viking, Søren Bak here. So, how was the winter in Copenhagen?
Well, it was cold, but also delicious over Christmas. And now we gotta lose all the extra weight we gained.
Yes, that's how it is. So,
Yeah.
so the first time we met was Cage Warriors '93. You actually
Yep.
helped with a bit of a competition we were having to give away some tickets to the event, and so we thought, well, such a humble guy and such a bloody fight against Alexander Jakobsen on that night.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, wasn't really expecting that, to be honest. I heard you was such a great submission specialist, but you really put it on with the hands there.
It's much
How,
easier to get the submission when people are bleeding out of reopening in the face. So
yeah, I have heard that it is much easier once they're slippery with blood. So
yeah.
so since then, you went on to become the lightweight champion, the Cage Warriors lightweight champion.
Yeah.
And now you are moving to featherweight to face Dean Trueman at Cage Warriors 103 in Copenhagen. So will you be relinquishing your title in this process?
Well, yeah, and Cage Warriors have already posted it. They had to put it down as a stipulate in the contract that in order to do something historic, to do something no other Dane ever done, take belts in two different divisions, I had to relinquish the title.
Okay.
I don't see the army coming for the belt though. So
yeah, that is true. So you haven't had any offers on people that wanted to take it from you?
no, I haven't seen anybody. Haven't heard from anybody.
Okay, so you're on a 4-5 win streak and you've never actually lost in Cage Warriors, is that correct?
That is true.
So you're going into this with the most confidence.
You could say that, yeah. I mean,
Great.
I had like tiny bit of a scare in the title fight against Paddy, but other than that, the formula that me and my team and Carsten has put together has really not been beaten since we went to Cage Warriors.
Yeah, I've heard about breathing through your ears, but you must be breathing from somewhere else on that night. That was insane. Yeah,
Well,
I
a
didn't
lot
think
of
it
it
was
is
over
just
there.
yes, a lot of it is just determination, and you gotta train it. You gotta be in those difficult positions and like try to breathe with legs and with hands and arms around your neck. And the more you do it, the better you become at it.
Yeah, I've seen you've made a challenge now, the True Viking Challenge, to see how long you can hold it for.
Yeah, well, actually, it was not really about how long people could hold it for. It was just, I think it's an eye opener for people to like put themselves in that position and see what an MMA fighter like myself is going through in the cage.
Yeah, it was a great moment, shall I say? It really showed a lot of heart and perseverance to get out of that. So now you'll be going down in weight. How would you be doing the weight cut? Just a longer diet, or?
Yeah, well, the essence at least is the longer diet. Uh, people are saying, I believe Dean might have said something about that I won't have the same strength and endurance that I normally have when I'm moving to a lower weight class. And man, that just means he's not a wrestler, because I've been doing this weight cutting like since I was 14 years old.
Yeah.
It's second nature to me. And what is 4 extra kilos, really? I'm walking around normally out of season in like 82, 83, normal healthy weight. And this time I just have to, just by my calculations, doing an extra month of dieting. That would do it.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot to work for, but I guess the risk is worth the reward. I mean, you're fighting at home, and it's for another championship, which will obviously put your name into legendary status, at least in Cage Warriors.
Exactly. Apparently, it was not enough to beat Paddy Pimblett in Liverpool. You have to do something spectacular, and I'm gonna do that.
So no messages from Dana White yet.
And sadly no.
We need to show him a bit more European MMA scene.
Exactly.
To really see what he's missing. So how's it feeling of fighting at home for once?
It's like this the first time in forever. It's gonna be fantastic, and everybody I meet is just ecstatic that they finally get a chance to see me, like without taking a vacation and going to Liverpool of all places, or Wales, or like Finland, the places I fought. The people are just ecstatic, and a lot of great feedback on the move to featherweight as well.
Yeah, I guess everyone's used to you jumping on your ship and raiding other countries, and now you have opponents coming to your backyard.
Yeah, now the English are invading me, so. But sadly, they're still bringing their gold, and I'm gonna take it all.
So, what would you say that makes the Scandinavian fighters so great to watch?
I think we got a lot of diversity. When you look at the card in Copenhagen, you got Dalby and his fancy high kicks. You got Mads Bonnell with his slick submissions and bob and weave tactics. Got me and Marco Madsen with excellent wrestling and body ground and pound. So you got the whole package this night.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that it's the harsh change in seasons, so the cold winters and the warm summers that really get the body ready for combat.
That might have something to do with it.
So after this fight, do you see yourself going back to lightweight in Cage Warriors or in the UFC if you get the call?
That would like 2 months goes. Obviously, it's gonna be trying to go down to featherweight, but I know that I can do it. It's just a matter of how much you want to sacrifice for the achievement.
Yeah.
I think lightweight is a good weight for me, and I've done almost all my pro fights in lightweight. So, but at the same time, it's the most stacked division in the UFC. So we're gonna see it what we get an offer after I take my second belt and just take it from there.
Yeah, because it's not only the UFC that is up there with I see that Bellator is citing a lot of Scandinavian stars as well at the moment, and there's also one championship that's looking to really broaden its roster, shall I say?
Yeah, it's not like we're not like getting contact information from those people, but the write off has just not been on the table yet.
So we could see a rematch with Paddy Pimblett down the line. I've seen that you and him have had a bit of a few disputes on social media of late.
Paddy, he's a good kid, and he's not that disrespectful English fighters in my estimation. He does it with a smile on his face, and I can appreciate that. So of course you're gonna get some back and forth.
Having a bit of technical difficulty here. There we go.
I'm not easy to put in a box.
No, I can see that. Not easy to get a hold of, as Paddy will know. So also I'd like to speak to you about Phil Supreme, who you are a bit of who is one of your sponsors. Am I right?
Yeah, that's true.
So how has their supplements been helping you during the last couple of fights?
Yeah, I would say I really noticed it in the fight camp for the lightweight belt. I'm doing the CBD oil and cordyceps, and I really feel the difference. Obviously, when you take multiple supplements at once, you can really pinpoint exactly what's doing the most or what doing specifically what. But all I can say is that I never had a better camp than against Paddy Pimblett.
Yeah, because I've heard a lot of good things from this company at least, and about CBD products in general. So I'm sure there is something that is helping a lot of athletes out there with both the recovery and just getting fight ready, shall I say?
Yeah, and what I really like about Feel Supreme also is like every supplement site, they list all of the supposed benefits of the supplement, but Feel Supreme actually links to actual research on the topic. Okay. So it's not only CBD oil; it's also cordyceps and with dahlia and a lot of other herbal or natural things, but they link to actual research on it.
Oh, that's a great thing for them to do, especially with a lot of people apparently taking supplements that is not allowed in USADA or any other kind of anti-doping agency. Don't want to talk more about picograms today, but I guess that is something that happens in this sport.
Yeah, well, Feel Supreme offered him a sponsorship just so John Jones could get all clean for the next fight.
That would be great. That would be a great move for them, shall I say, and for John Jones.
Yeah, exactly.
So after this fight, let's say that the UFC do give you that all-important ring. What would you say would be the best plan for you once you join the UFC?
I mean, like weight classes or actual opponents, or
let's say both, weight class and opponents.
It's hard to say right now. I'm so focused on this next fight and on the weight cut. So I'm gonna take everything with me with the experiences of going down to featherweight, and then we'll see if the UFC want me in featherweight. I'll have to look at the experience of my cuts for this fight in order to make that decision. And therefore, for actual opponents, it's like that's gonna be so hard to say. But I'm quite sure there's a lot of guys that are ready to take on the Viking in the UFC.
So you'll leave it up to them.
Yeah, I'm not calling anyone out right now, and I'm just focused on getting this next belt for me.
Okay. Do you see a certain fight ending sequence for you? Do you see yourself getting the submission or lighting him up on the feet and getting the win in a TKO?
We're actually seeing a lot of places that I can implement my game against Steen. So there's a couple of scenarios. It could input on iron, but I would say, and also looking at the statistics, it would be more likely that I get him down and either TKO him or submit him.
Okay, so you have been doing your homework on him.
Yeah, exactly.
That's always a smart thing to do.
So it's such a big thing on this stage and at this level that you obviously need to keep in shape and keep like doing the right weight cut and the techniques, but so much of it is just the strategy and how you're going to implement your game against your opponents.
Yeah, I've heard that you can see by the rankings that the thinking fighters are really the ones that are now starting to get up there in the rankings, and not just the people that go in and brawl whoever in the same style.
Yeah, exactly.
And also you see that wrestlers are dominating all the divisions at the moment as well. So what?
Yeah, and I would say. Yeah, it's just I would say that wrestlers are also used to the strategic thinking against opponents, but I guess most high-level athletes do something of the sort. So.
Yeah, so no dream matchup for you from UFC, or who would be your dream opponent from any other organization, shall I say?
Well, I had kind of this fantasy because one of my favorite fight of all time is it's not the best pound for pound fight of like anything. But when I started watching MMA, my absolute favorite fighter was Joe Lawson.
Mm-hmm.
Great fighter. After my fight against Paddy, we are like neck and neck in the rankings. So that would be an absolute dream matchup for me.
Yeah, hopefully I won't be
starstruck. Yeah, and not because he wins all the time or because he's the best fighter ever, but I just love the grit and determination. He always goes out to finish the fight, no matter the cost.
So I hope to see that in the future at some point. That would be incredible. So do you have any messages for your fans and followers?
Come March 9th, the Copenhagen in Copenhagen we got the greatest Danish fighters, and I believe many other Danish fighters is coming on this card as well. I'm gonna take another belt in Cage Warriors. Be the first Dane ever to do this. It's gonna be amazing.
And do you have any sponsors that you would want to talk about or promote, shall I say?
Yeah, well, the list is growing all the time.
That's
obviously
great.
I got Pride or Die. I got Nippon Sport, Feel Supreme, Nutramino, and also a brand new sponsor and not really announced yet, but from my original hometown, Nestle Fleece Center is giving a quite generous donation to the cause.
Oh, that's great. That's really good. So everybody, March 9th, we will see the true Viking take gold again.
Exactly.
So thank you for your time, and everyone make sure to follow Søren Bak and follow Freya MMA.